I'm in my studio with my drawing pad on the easel. Usually I would draw with the pad flat on the drawing table off to the right. It gives a little better control if you can put your elbow on the table while you're drawing if you need to. But this was easier to make the video. So I'm using calligraphy pens. These are Zig Memory calligraphy markers, and they come in 40 or so different colors. I bought a whole set of colors, and then I replace them as I need to as they dry out. They have two sides, two ends to these markers. One has a thin point and one has a thick point. I usually use the thick point mostly, and by turning the pen, as you move it, you can change the thickness of the line. So you'll see that even though I'm using the thick end, sometimes I get a thick flat mark, and other times I get a thin line depending on how I move the pen. So it's quite versatile. So I began just by putting in some beginning colors, and this is how I tend to work. I don't work on one image or one place on the drawing, but I work overall. And I'll work with one color for a while, and then I'll put it down and pick up another color. So I've got my basic blossoms in there with the yellow and the pink and lavender and violet. Now I found a strong red because I think it needs some really strong color here. And sometimes I'll try out the color first on a piece of scrap paper just to make sure I get the color I want. Other times I'll pick it up and find out it's not the color I want. Also, sometimes these pens dry out a bit, and then you get a more of a lighter, drier color. Other times you'll get a nice, rich, thick color. There I'm using a little brown for doing a little outlining of the shapes. Notice that I've got my blossoms in, plus leaves, and I use brown and green for the leaves and stems. And all this is just very loosely done. It's, as I say, it is abstract. I'm not trying to follow any particular flower, and I don't have any bouquet in front of me to look at. Here I'm doing a little outlining, and now I'm filling in more solid color with the side of the pen. I also use, I think this is a brush pen I'm using here. Brush pens are good for just filling in a particular color. And you see me doing that there too. So I'm putting in a little extra pieces here and there, filling in the leaves a little bit. And of course I've speeded this up and cut out lots of it. I haven't actually speeded up the actual drawing, but I have cut out all the places where I'm not doing anything. So it looks a bit speeded up. So here I'm just putting in the final touches now, getting it to the point where I feel that it's good to go. And I think we'll be finished here in a little bit. I guess I decided it needed more leaves at the bottom. Give the bottom a little more weight because the top has all the weight. So I'm just trying to give the bottom a little more weight for a little more balance. Added a little light lime green there. And here it is, the final drawing.